What if I tell you that you are using centralized exchange the wrong way? And that's perhaps why you struggle to be profitable or like to do the things the proper way. So we are today on Mexi. That's one of the exchanges I use quite a lot. I will explain why. Always, if you want to support, link in the description. Yeah, so let's start. So why Mexi? No KYC, fairly easy to use UI, UX, so fairly easy to use. Most of the pairs you want, decent liquidity, and very easy to set up, I would say. So the no KYC stuff I think is interesting. So what you do, you create an account on Mexi, no KYC, use like a new email, for your privacy and everything. Especially in those days where databases are leaking a bit everywhere, you're never too safe. Only deposit crypto and add 2FA. The most important thing is the 2FA. Manage your security the proper way. And also be cautious on where you log and so on. But once you have that, you are set up. The goal of a centralized exchange is to do some trading, do some swing trading, use it to deposit withdrawal, to kind of like bridge to another chain. It's most of the time more efficient, less fees, and make your crypto work. So the first mistake I see often is those market orders. Stop using market orders. For example, I always see that. That's crazy, right? So let's say me, for example, I want to accumulate a bit of Bitcoin. So I will place a buy order at $66,000 of, let's say, $2,500, and I just put my buy, so you'll see my limit orders being here. If it's a long-term buy, I can then withdraw it to like a cold wallet. If it's more like a swing or a scalp, once I'm being filled, I will place some limit orders back higher, just to, when the market bounce, have some take profit being hit. So more like trading. If it's swing trading, those targets can be higher and so on and so on. So I've put two examples of more like a trade here and like more a swing trade here as an example. So no spot, no market orders, only limit orders. Why? Because you pay less fees, and second thing, you will buy most of the time better zones than when you do market orders. I was with a client this week and I saw him doing a market order at $70K for Bitcoin, and I told him, "Why you done that?" He said, "I had to buy Bitcoin." I said, "No, we said many times, just put limit orders and then wait." So that's the thing you do. And every time you are buying an asset, what's the output of it? Long-term trading, swing trading, to do something on chain, will I be able to generate a yield of that, and so on and so on. Keep in mind what you're doing. Is it super long term? I'm buying this meme, then I'm forgetting about it, and then halas, So that's a very important thing. So here, two examples. I'm buying Bitcoin here at 66K. If I'm getting filled, I will perhaps sell back at 68, 69 in two take profits, pocket a bit of dollars, and rinse and repeat. Never forget, on the market there is money to make, money to take. And we don't want to give money to the market. And either like a more longer term one with higher take profit, here, for example, 80K, 83K. And then you can also buy to withdraw like for cold wallet for like really long term. You know it these days, I'm accumulating Bitcoin quite a lot. That's the thing I'm doing. So I'm posting a bunch of bids. I have bids at 60K, 55, 50K and so on. So yeah. Another example is for an altcoin, virtual. So I've put some trades again, where basically you can see that I'm accumulating and posting my limit orders. I think the main issue for retails is that you need to have targets, keep in mind your target. So every time, so another learning is like every time you are buying an asset, what is your target? Where do you plan to sell? That's very important, So for virtuals, perhaps I purchased it like 0.6. I plan to sell at 0.82, 0.86, and then the other is a bit higher. So it makes like a plus like 70, 80% trade for the higher marks, and for the lower marks is like plus 30%. Okay, that's very important. I wish I had the tick, that we can have on Binance or Bybit or other centralized exchange, because I've purchased it a bit and sold a bit at 0.7 and 0.75. But you have the idea. And so that was the thing. And so for always know like what's your sell price. And I want to have more virtual, I want to grow a bit my exposure, so I will put a $1,000 order. Sorry, yeah, 1,000. Let's say $500 order at 0.6. Then I will put another one at 0.55. You see, I'm in no rush. $500 at 0.55. And at 0.5, I think it's a very good buy price. So I will put an order of $1,000. And on those purchase, half of it will be more short term. So if there is a release from a pump from virtual, I will sell. And the other half will be long term. Or the first batch of order that will be filled, I will use that to go on chain and I don't know, put my virtual at work, on virtual app, for example. And so by doing that, Mexi is very interesting, right? Because you can white label some addresses, if you use all the same ones and everything, it's fairly easy. No need for confirmation or like it's softer, and you don't have to copy paste addresses. These are like always risky stuff. 10 years in being in crypto, I've never done any single mistakes of copy pasting an order. And trust me, I've done a lot of transfers. So that's also another thing. And centralized exchange, I would say, help you for that. Now all the hot wallets also or cold wallet also have those whitelisting of addresses. Please take the time of doing it. Can save you a lot of money. And so that's the thing for virtual here. I have short-term trade, long-term, and I want to buy some to use it for the on-chain. So that was not a very long video, but kind of like few reminders on how to use a centralized exchange and why we have centralized exchanges, right? So this is like only for spot. We'll have another video for futures. Of course, feel free to use my Mexi link in the description. I think you have some discount and also have take a part of your fees. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, any topic of video in the comments, and see you soon. Cheers.